If you're forming a Singapore Pte Ltd as a foreigner, you're missing the mandatory company secretary requirement, and here's how Bastion Formations handles it for you. Here's the problem. Singapore law requires every company to appoint a local secretary within 6 months. Appoint a qualified Singapore resident secretary within 6 months or face SGD 5,000 in ACRA penalties. Your secretary must hold an ACRA-recognized qualification, a Singapore address, and file your annual returns by deadline. Singapore's Companies Act mandates every Pte Ltd appoint a company secretary within 6 months of incorporation. This isn't optional. A Chinese entrepreneur incorporates a Singapore Pte Ltd in January 2026 to sell SaaS across ASEAN. By March, she still hasn't appointed a secretary. ACRA sends a compliance notice. Within 90 days, her company faces SGD 5,000 in fines and potential strike-off. This is exactly why we built Bastion Formations, to handle the mandatory secretary role so foreign founders stay compliant from day one. Most people fail here. They think the incorporation agent automatically includes a secretary, or they assume a virtual office covers it.
Wrong.
The secretary is a separate statutory appointment. You need a named individual or a licensed firm with an ACRA-recognized qualification, a Singapore residential or business address, and the legal duty to file your annual return, maintain statutory registers, and notify ACRA of changes within 14 days. Skip this and ACRA flags your company within 6 months. Do not assume your registered agent or accountant is your secretary unless the contract explicitly says so. Step 2. Appoint a qualified company secretary. Bastion Formations provides nominee secretary service as part of the Singapore Pte Ltd package from SGD 850. That includes incorporation, nominee director, registered office, and the mandatory secretary role in one bundle. Most Singapore agencies unbundle this and charge SGD 1,800 to 2,500 for the same compliance package. With Bastion Formations, you get the secretary appointed at incorporation. No second invoice, no compliance gap. Step 3. Ensure your secretary files your annual return on time. This is important. ACRA requires every Pte Ltd to file an annual return within 7 months of the financial year end. Your secretary is legally responsible for preparing and lodging it. If you DIY the secretary role, you personally carry that liability. Miss the deadline and ACRA fines you SGD 300, rising to SGD 600 after 2 months. Bastion Formations monitors your filing calendar, prepares the return, and submits it to ACRA so you never miss the 7-month window. Here's the problem. Most foreign founders treat the secretary as a compliance checkbox and pick the cheapest provider. Then 8 months later they get an ACRA notice because the cut-rate secretary never filed the annual return or resigned without telling them. Before you had Bastion Formations, scrambling to find a replacement secretary mid-year, paying rush fees, risking penalties. After, your secretary is appointed at incorporation, monitors deadlines, files on time, and stays in post unless you explicitly terminate. That's the difference between reactive compliance and built-in protection. Advanced step: if you're also appointing a nominee director, coordinate both roles. Singapore requires every Pte Ltd to have at least one director who is ordinarily resident in Singapore. Many foreign founders appoint a nominee director and a nominee secretary from the same firm. Bastion Formations offers both in the SGD 850 package. The exact wording to use when registering your Pte Ltd with ACRA. You file Form 45 within 14 days of appointing the secretary, listing their full name, NRIC or passport number, residential address, and date of appointment. Bastion Formations handles the Form 45 filing electronically through BizFile Plus, so ACRA's records show your secretary from day one. Or skip all this and let Bastion Formations do it for you. Secretary and director appointed at incorporation. No forms to chase. Form 45 within 14 days of appointing the secretary, listing their full name, NRIC or passport number, residential address, and date of appointment. Appoint secretary within 6 months or face SGD 5,000 penalties. Secretary files annual return within 7 months of year end. Bastion Formations bundles secretary, director, office for SGD 850. If this helped, smash like, hit subscribe, and visit bastionformations.com to set up your Singapore Pte Ltd with secretary and director included. Visit https://bastionformations.com.